good time.
Well, I'm going to go to the dog track one more time because one more big day and I'll catch up on all my losses, and then I'll put that money in my retirement account.
You always win at the dog track. I've always said that.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn it around.
Who do we have, Willie?
Let's turn it around here. With us now, Oscar-nominated actor for his role as Edward R. Murrow in Good Night, Good Luck.
Love it.
He's, of course, been in Bourne Ultimatum, LA Confidential, The Firm. You've seen him all over the place. He's David Strathairn, also here for First Vote 08, an event in New York honoring first-time voters. Good morning to you, David.
Good morning, Willie. David, by the way, you were a very bad guy in Bourne Ultimatum. Very bad guy.
Take the fall.
Bad man.
Better get yourself a good lawyer. By the way, I blew the ending of that movie on air here. Chris,
yeah, thanks for that.
Better get you a good lawyer.
Good for you.
Great ending.
Don't do
go ahead.
Okay.
So, Dave, you're talking about the youth vote in 2008. Of course, registration is way up. A lot of it, of course, because of Barack Obama's connection with young people. Do you think these people, these kids who wear the T-shirts, have the bumper stickers, talk about Obama, are they actually going to show up at the polls this time?
Well, by evidence of these people I've been involved with, yes. You know, these kids have been out for the fall registering voters in their high schools and in the community. They were at 42nd Street the other day at Times Square with Miss Teen America registering voters. They've registered over 1,000 voters in their communities, and interestingly enough, they discovered in their particular schools 60% of their teachers and administrators hadn't registered yet. So these kids they're engaged.
Pretty engaged.
They seem to be engaged, although historically.
Let's bring in Pat Buchanan really quickly, because Pat, you know, every 4 years we talk about young voters, and every politician thinks the young voter is going to save them. This year, that may actually be the case, right?
Well, I really think so, Joe. I've never seen such enthusiasm, energy, and interest in the campaign. Registrations are enormously high. I would wonder, ask David, is early voting showing signs of youth voting in far larger numbers than ever? I think we got early voting down here in Virginia and in a number of other states, which would seem to, frankly, benefit Obama because it's taking place when he's ahead in the national polls.
Yeah, and also in Florida, a lot of younger voters can use early voting now, too.
Yeah, I can't speak articulately about that. I'm not sure what the numbers are in these high schools, but the feeling is that they, through the work of Epic Theater Ensemble, who has engaged these students in an exploration through theater, the connection between personal and political, and they're trying to nurture a sort of a civic-minded community, not only the audiences but the kids. They feel that they count now, that you know, you go into that voting booth and that simple act is you know, connecting them and engaging them.
But what's different? I mean, do you feel something different among these young people than 4 years ago, or is this a new?
Epic's been doing this for pretty much since its inception 7 years ago, and the feeling in these high schools is pretty consistent, that they get engaged through their arts education. So I haven't noticed a real dip in enthusiasm, if anything, an increase.
Peggy, it is. I mean, this year, haven't you noticed younger people more engaged?
Yes, I have. I've noticed a lot of people deeply engaged, but you know what? I have some questions here. Let me just throw them out. When I was 18, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I'm still, well, we can't adjudicate today. My goodness, should 18-year-old high school seniors have the vote? Have a vote that equals that of a 70-year-old experienced business owner who's been contributing very practical things all his life. But when people talk to me about voting, I'm not one of those you must vote people. I am one of those you must care people.
There you go.
If you care enough to learn, to become serious, to know the issues, to be sophisticated, then please, please vote. But sometimes I worry that young people who don't care to learn vote anyway.
Well, that's what this program that Epic has been doing for a long time is creating care, creating a concern, creating an awareness of their position in their potential new position as a citizen. And it's an amazing empowerment that you see and an excitement in these kids through the process of theater, which there's similar crossovers between being a part of a theatrical production and being part of a community in an aware, courageous, empathetic way. And they are creating that kind of excitement.
Quick question, are they allowed to be conservatives?
They're allowed to be whatever they want to be.
They are, and they feel completely free. There's no sense of we're in the arts. The person who runs this group is a member of the teachers union.
Yeah.
We are all liberal.
And how do you create that
sense of that? It's
openness?
like you can be anything.
Yeah, if you're a teacher and you're doing viable, comprehensive theater, you're presenting a wide range of ideologies and issues.
One would hope.
It does.
Yeah.
But does that come out in the work that you were doing? I mean, is there an openness that people feel comfortable with?
Absolutely, absolutely.
How is that? How do we see that? How does that?
Well, the kids are encouraged to explore primarily Greek drama and adapt it in their own vernacular to issues in their own community. And it's done in a completely multi-partisan way.
Oh, that's fabulous. Aeschylus. Aeschylus had no ideology.
That's what Willie and I always say.
Exactly. They were talking about that in the break.
Right.
It's weird. They just keep... Yeah. Aeschylus.
Mercy that comes to us, drop by drop. Right.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. It is. I mean, you bring up a good point.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting.
It's a very personal moment in the polling booth, in the voting booth.
It is.
And that moment connects you to a community, to a nation, and when you realize that, you start feeling like you count.
That's one reason we're doing so much advance voting and absentee voting and all that voting. I hope we don't start to miss out on the experience of standing together on the polling line on election day. It is a beautiful democratic small d moment. It is moving. It's like a World War II movie where you look at the other guys who are fighting in your unit and realize Kowalski, McCarthy, Smith. Do you know what I mean? That's who's online, at least in my neighborhood, in the voting booth. And it's a beautiful thing we don't want to lose. It is a beautiful civic act of celebration.
And that's what this celebration on Monday night, the night before the presidential election, is doing, is honoring these kids in a public way, making them feel connected. And there's almost 40 new voters that they're celebrating with a wide range of op-eds, spoken op-eds, poems, songs, music, some satirical pieces, some very personal recollections about what it is to be a citizen, what it is to vote for the first time.
That's great. Well, David, thank you so much for the work that you're doing there, and thank you for coming in and telling us about it. It sounds very inspiring.
Nice to have you here.
All right.
You should thank Pat, too.
Pat?
Pat.
You know, we hardly knew ye, Pat.
The world's most popular man.
Crowded out today. You'd think if we had the world's most popular political analyst, we would have used him more. Pat,
that's okay. He's good.
Please forgive us. We want you back tomorrow.
No problem, Joe. Enjoyed the show.
To talk about your book. Tell about the book.
It's Churchill, Hitler, and the Unnecessary War. You have to buy it.
Yeah.
Pat Buchanan, thank you very much.
All right, we'll be right back.
Thank you, Nika.
So, David, were you ever...
But she was the young American, standing right through the picture window. She finds a slinky